Most people in the gym are working hard. The problem is they're copying the wrong people. Gym influencers push exercises that look impressive, photograph well, and feel satisfying to post. But looking good doing an exercise and actually growing muscle from it are two completely different things. The best exercises usually look boring. Nobody is filming their chest-supported rows for the gram. Nobody is going viral with their seated hamstring curls. But boring, controlled, tension-focused training is what builds size that doesn't wash off when you put a shirt on. Here are the 5 exercises you should actually be doing. Most people squat to impress people. Hack squats actually grow your quads. The barbell back squat is one of the most shared movements in the body. Your glutes, hamstrings, lower back, and hips are all contributing to every rep. If your goal is bigger quads specifically, the barbell squat spreads the work across too many muscles for any one of them to get a real stimulus. The hack squat changes that. Because the machine locks your torso in place, the movement becomes almost entirely about your knee extending under load. That is the primary function of your quad. Every other muscle is out of the equation. Most people train momentum, not muscle. The hack squat removes that escape route. You either control the weight or you don't move it. Place your feet low and narrow on the platform. This is the detail most people miss. The lower your feet, the more your knee travels over your toe on the descent. And that forward knee travel is what drives quad activation. High feet shift the load to your glutes and hamstrings and defeat the entire purpose. Descend slowly over 3 seconds and aim to get your thighs at least parallel to the platform. At the bottom, don't bounce. Pause, feel the load in your quad, then drive back up. Stop just short of full lockout at the top to keep tension on the muscle throughout the set. Most people who switch from barbell squats to hack squats are surprised by how much harder their quads work and how much less weight they need to get there. That's not a step backwards. That's the whole point. If you have to throw your entire body into the rep, your back probably isn't doing the work. This is the fundamental problem with barbell rows, dumbbell rows, and most cable rows. The moment the weight gets heavy, your body cheats. Hips drive the movement, lower back takes over, and you've turned a back exercise into a full-body heave that your lats barely felt. The chest-supported row makes cheating physically impossible. Your chest is pressed against the pad. You cannot swing. You cannot compensate. Your back does every single rep from start to finish. Adjust the pad so your chest sits in the middle and your arms hang freely below. Too high and your range of motion is cut short. Too low and you end up shrugging instead of rowing. Set it right before you load anything. Use a neutral grip with palms facing each other for the deepest range of motion. Before pulling, retract your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Pull the handles toward your lower rib cage, drive your elbows back, and squeeze your shoulder blades hard at the top for a full second. Then take 3 seconds on the way down and let your shoulder blades spread apart at the bottom before the next rep. If you can't control the weight, it's too heavy. Good form is a cheat code for growth. When technique is dialed in, more of the load goes to the target muscle on every rep. Chest-supported rows done correctly will build more back in 8 weeks than sloppy barbell rows will in 6 months. Dumbbell lateral raises are overrated when half the tension disappears at the bottom. When you hold a dumbbell by your side, there is almost no tension on your lateral delt. The weight hangs straight down with gravity and the muscle isn't doing anything. Tension builds as you raise your arm and peaks around parallel. Then it disappears on the way back down. You're only actually training your lateral delt through the top half of the range. A cable set low to the ground fixes this completely. Because the cable pulls at an angle, your lateral delt is under tension from the very start of the movement all the way through. Full range tension builds bigger shoulders. Set the pulley at its lowest position and stand side on to the stack. Reach across your body with the working hand and grab the handle so your arm hangs slightly across your torso. This pre-stretches the lateral delt before the rep even begins. Keep a slight bend in your elbow throughout. Lead with your elbow, not your hand. Raise until your arm is parallel to the floor, no higher. Then lower slowly over 2 to 3 seconds. Keep your torso completely still. Stability builds muscle faster than showing off. A lighter weight with a locked torso and full range tension will build wider shoulders faster than a heavier weight swung with half the control. Keep the body still. The only thing moving is your arm. People skip hamstrings, then wonder why their legs still look flat. The strongest guy in the gym isn't always the biggest. You've seen this guy. He squats big, he deadlifts big, and his legs from the front look decent. Turn him sideways and his hamstrings are basically absent. Strength and size are not the same thing, and nowhere is that gap more obvious than in someone who has only ever trained their legs from the front. Your hamstring makes up roughly half the total muscle mass of your upper leg. If it's underdeveloped, your legs will always look flat regardless of your quad work. And the seated curl is specifically superior to the lying version because of how the hamstring attaches. It crosses both your hip and your knee. In the seated position, your hip is flexed, putting the hamstring on a greater stretch throughout the entire movement. Research consistently shows that training muscles in a lengthened position produces significantly more growth. The lying curl does not give you that. Align your knees with the machine's pivot point before anything else. Position the roller pad just above your heel, not mid-calf. Sit tall with your back against the pad throughout the entire movement. Don't round forward as you curl. Drive your heels down in a smooth arc, squeeze hard at the fully curled position for a full second, then take 3 seconds on the way back up. Do not let the weight snap back. The slow eccentric is where a huge amount of the growth stimulus is coming from. Rushing it is leaving size on the table every single rep. Flat bench builds ego. Incline builds a chest that actually looks good. The flat bench primarily loads the lower and outer portions of your chest. Those areas develop relatively easily because they're recruited in almost every pushing movement you do. The upper chest, which gives your chest that full three-dimensional look from every angle, is almost completely neglected by flat pressing. That's why people who have benched for years still look underdeveloped at the top. Incline press fixes that. Dumbbells specifically allow your hands to travel slightly inward at the top of the rep, increasing the peak contraction in a way a fixed barbell cannot replicate. Set the bench between 30 and 45 degrees. Below 30, and you're essentially flat pressing. Above 45, and your front delts take over as the primary mover. Stay in that window. Position the dumbbells just outside your shoulders with your elbows at a 45-degree angle from your torso. Do not let your elbows flare out wide. Your joints shouldn't feel destroyed after every session. Wide elbow flare overloads your shoulder joint and reduces chest involvement. The 45-degree angle protects the joint and keeps the chest doing the work. Before pressing, retract your shoulder blades and keep them pinned back for every rep. Press up and slightly inward, stop just short of lockout, and lower slowly over 3 seconds. Feel the upper chest stretch at the bottom. Don't cut the range short. Here's how to put it together. Hack squats, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, feet low, depth first. Chest supported rows, 4 sets of 10, 3-second eccentric, 1-second squeeze at the top. Cable lateral raises, 3 sets of 15, torso locked, full range. Seated hamstring curls, 4 sets of 10 to 12, slow eccentric every rep. Incline dumbbell press, 4 sets of 8 to 10, 30 to 45-degree angle. Feel the upper chest stretch at the bottom. None of these exercises are going viral. Nobody's posting their hack squat sets for likes. But the exercises that photograph well and the exercises that actually build size are rarely the same exercises. The best exercises usually look boring. Most people train momentum, not muscle. Good form is a cheat code for growth. Your joints shouldn't feel destroyed after every session. If you can't control the weight, it's too heavy. And the strongest guy in the room isn't always the biggest. Stop building a routine around what looks impressive. Start building it around what actually produces results. Because 6 months from now, the only thing that matters is what you built, not what you posted.